Alright, we got a weird one today. This was just in the lineup of where I am at doing replays, so I was like, well, do I share it? Do I not share it? We got all sorts of things going on because this is right at the time where it's like, no more videos or you're fired. So I was like, I'm like, wanted to practice making videos and doing more editing. So I ended up just trying to be like, pulled some clips from YouTube and edited them, kind of compiled them, because that was something I haven't tried yet. And I'm like, I'm going to try this out and see how this works. And did a few, we did a video on C500s. We did a video on drilling rig fails. You also got TDI. Tina's cold start. When I used to put the cars in the backyard, well, I still put the cars in the backyard every winter because I wasn't driving Tina, I was driving my pickup in the winter or my newer Golf, and yeah, so I switched. What else? A Q&A shack haul, because that's where we ended in the last replay, is that I was doing some pilot car investigating. Nose Hill area. Yeah, it's Nose Hill area because I came in off Highway 22 with the 12 by 65 foot shack on a trombone and had to go through a bunch of residential areas. So I'm always stressed out about that stuff, so that's why I did the pilot car recon. He's like, well, if you feel like you're uncomfortable with it, jump in the pilot car and go check it out. I'm like, I don't want to drive to Calgary. And it was like, I'm pretty sure it was like 3:30 or something when I had to drive to Calgary. Anyways, then it was Calgary traffic. But I was probably hurting for content. That's why I was like, yeah, I'll go in the pilot car. I'm like, well, this is some other content that I could use this content because it doesn't require me poking my nose around really anything. And then Q&A was cool with me making videos, so let's get her started. Alright, today on the best Alberta job there is to be having if you're a Texas bed operator. Stress basket case. So today we're taking a 12 by 60 into the city of Calgary, into a residential area. Not my favorite, but when they need a spot bot, I'll be there. So we're gonna go over to Q&A. We're gonna load a 14 by 60 and stuff that in the shop, and then after that we'll load the 12 by 60 and we'll skedaddle and get on our way.
You think that you die without him. You know that's a lie that you tell yourself. You fear that you lay alone forever now. Ain't true, ain't true, ain't true. No. So put your arms around me tonight. Let the music lift you up like you've never been so high. Open up your heart to me. Let the music lift you up like you've never been this deep. Till you feel the sunrise. Let the music warm your body like the heat of 1,000 fires. The heat of 1,000 fires. Ain't no crying in the dark.
So the sketchy part about putting the shacks in the shop is they got an overhead crane just as you come in the door. There's just enough room to get the shack to teeter up on the trailer and just barely miss the crane. And then it's out onto the floor before it hits the back wall. So it keeps you on your toes, and it's a good learning process, but not for the unskilled. tight squeeze at some times. We get too many shacks in here, but it makes a better driver out of a guy. It teaches you how to back up to a load at a 90-degree angle and get her just spot on. I didn't quite get it straight, but it's on the trailer. We're just going to move out of the hole here and we'll get the loader to push it over against the pin so it's nice and straight, because I'm a perfectionist. It's got to be perfect. So in the midst of all this turning at 90-degree angles with my wheel slid all the way forward, I got a spot where my airlines will actually fall into and get pinched on a corner, and I went to pull up to the intersection and I noticed, I'm like, well, I'm not stopping that good. And then I looked out my back window and sure enough, I could see the broken where it just basically tore the airline right in half and the glad hand's just sitting there. So I wanted to pull over on the exit ramp here, fix the glad hand quick, and also in the midst of doing that, I must have hit the door lock with my elbow because I put my fittings back in under the seat on the passenger side, walk around to the driver's side, and then I'm like,
what an idiot.
And I'm like, I don't have my phone in my pocket, the door's locked. I'm like, the other side better be open. Luckily enough, the door doesn't lock when it's open because it could have been a bad start. It felt like Monday, but it was Tuesday. Alright, we're here. It wasn't too bad. I always overstress. I get stressed out about things all the time when it usually ends up being nothing at all. I like to overthink things. I gotta stop and I gotta work on that. But now that we're here, they're like, yeah, we gotta move. Because I never really got instructions on where we're gonna put this. They're talking about, oh, we're gonna put it in here. And I'm like, oh, that's gonna be a stiff one to get done. But then I started looking around. I'm like, oh, if we knock down this pile of dirt over here, maybe move this and move that, I can like have a straight shot in at a 45 off the road right into the spot where they kind of want it. So I'm like, perfect. I'm like, can we? And they're like, yeah, we can. They're like, oh, we don't have keys for this other hoe. Just so happens I was at a keys party last night and I ended up being the last pick. I got this bulky set of equipment keys. Who wants to take that home? Ugh.
You think you'll die without him. You know that's a lie that you tell yourself. You fear that you lay alone forever now. Ain't true, ain't true,
Go!
ain't true.
Go!
So put your arms around me tonight.
Woohoo!
Lift you up like you've never been so high. Open up your heart to me. Let the music lift you up like you've never been this deep. Till you feel the sunrise. Let the music warm your body like the heat of 1,000 fires.
And that, my friend, is why we drive the rugged C500s. He ain't got no city, highway hauling Peterbilt that's gonna climb a dirt hill.
The heat of 1,000 fires. Ain't no crying in the sun. Your tears as they fall away. Ain't no crying in the sun. With a little bang, your tears turn to ashes. Ain't no crying in the sun. in the club. Hey, 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 you may think that you'll die without her, but you know that's a lie that you told yourself. You fear that you'll never meet another so pure. Ain't true, ain't true, ain't true. No. So put your arms around me tonight. Let the music lift you up like you've never been so high. Open up your heart to me. Let the music lift you up like you've never been this deep. Till you feel the sunrise. Let the music warm your body like the heat of 1,000 fires. The heat of 1,000 fires. There's no quiet in the night. Let them think you're right. Let the tears that they fall away. There's no quiet in the sun. Hey, hey, with a little bit, hey. Make your tears turn to red.
Hallelujah.
And look at this door. Man, that is sweet. So much brighter in here nowadays. My days are much brighter with that door. So another ass day. I'm at home. I decided to do a video on some C500s. I know that all these pictures are probably not all C500s. They're probably some LW. But oh well. They're cool as shit. And I love the Australian ones. Look mean as fuck. So I just made a compilation of the gnarliest C500s. as I'm sitting at home doing sweet, pretty much nothing, combing the internet for content and stuff to, something to do. It's been raining again, so it's been slow in the field. Went to a screeching halt from full steam ahead, which sucks, on top of my 2 days off. So I made a compilation of some oil field blowout stuff, onshore of course. Maybe an offshore one to follow later, but I did some digging and this is what I found, and I put some stuff together. Man, I just love drilling me some oil. This is so easy. I'm gonna be so rich. Rich, I tell ya! As long as we've been drilling for oil, we've been blowing shit out. Blowing shit up.
Take your demons for a ride. Don't let them disappear. Make them choose, believe or stay. Feels like it's not okay. Watch the ticking time away. Wake up, you're about to die. Find a place for you to stay. Get misled. You want what you gotta take on, and when your wings break off, you're gonna know you're not alone. Know what you want. You shout out from this, I won't give up, and only then you'll be right if you're not afraid. Find your reasons to make this possible, but you have to break the rules to win this time. This truth won't comfort you. You don't want to miss your final. Find a way you belong. Find a place for you to stay. You should know you're gonna grow only stronger. You gotta stay where you don't belong. You should know. You're gonna grow only stronger. You gotta stay where you don't belong. find a place for you to stay. Get this love. You want what you gotta take on, and when your wings break off, you're gonna know you're not alone. Know what you want. You should know that you'll be right if you're not afraid. Find your reasons to make this possible, but you have to break the rules to win this time. This truth won't comfort you. You don't want to miss your final find a place for you to stay. You should know you're gonna grow up.
Rig's having a blowout here. They're evacuating the rig. Ain't fucking looking so good. They're blowing mud clear out all over the tundra here. It's going out probably 100, 150, 200 feet. Just blowing out the diverter here. They just called for the evacuation and everybody head to the muster area. Not good. Not good. I'm heading out. This is out over the tundra. They didn't want us to get a few drops spilled, and they're blowing hundreds of gallons here. Fuck me.
Would you look at that? You got under? Yeah, look at that. Look at that.
Get from behind
Look at that.
and you can't do it.
Oh, look at that. Look at that.
Not enough yet.
You lose.
Well, the glow plugs are dropping the voltage on the Dodge. I heard it surge. Big Titty Eye is gonna surge to life. Minus 18 today. It was pretty chilly. We'll give her some extra glow plugs. Oh, just boom. So it's gone. Somebody stole it. Volkswagens. Oh. Not a big fan of the 4-door. A little small for me. Been held. It's not perfect. Dink. Lots of dents, but still pretty good, not bad. Sunroof was plugged, leaked into the car. The inner floor wells are pretty kind of rotten on the driver's side. I gotta change them out. Thinking of a TDI donor for my Mark II Jetta. This is the mother-in-law's car. And they bought a new Tiguan 2018, so they don't need this. We put that into that. So the problem I'm having here, like the 9A has the K-Jet and the Bosch fuel injection system is getting some problems with it. Like I can't figure it quite out. I've researched. I've dumped endless money into this car. It should be like a $15,000 car by the time I was done. I had thought about going bike carbs. That's still a thought. I might do that because that seems like a pretty simple mod to do, but I always thought of reliability and fuel economy, which the 2 liter is not bad, as long as you keep your foot out of it. I've upgraded the cam in it. The engine runs pretty good, not bad. It's got 250 on it. I just thought maybe, TDI turbo. I know it's not like a desired swap. I would love to do a 1.8T or even a VR6T, but this just happened to fall in my lap, and it's a one-owner car, and it's in the drivetrain will be a pretty good swap. It's all in pretty good shape. I've been keeping up on this car, doing suspension, brakes, and all, keeping it alive for the in-laws, so I know a lot about this car too. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Anybody else done this?